Hey, alright everybody, look, I got another box. Right, okay then, so what's inside this box today? Well, I don't know if you can see, but it says Torp motors on there. Now, on the Sur-Ron here, this build I'm making by here, I couldn't get this display up here to work with the controller because it's I think it's an encoder controller, and I think it'll only work with the original Sur-Ron displays for the road legal ones, but this one couldn't get it to work at all, so I'm gonna have this Torp motor display, which is quite small. I'll show you in a minute, alongside this one. So all the functions like the lights, indicators, everything like that will work on this, and then this will show the actual speed, and I'll be able to like go into a lot of settings and stuff on this instead of opening up my phone and doing it with the phone on the Bluetooth, if you know what I mean. So you know, it's a bit expensive for a small display. I think it was just over £100, just over, I think it was. They do two versions. They do a smaller one. I've bought the bigger colourful display one, so we'll get it out to you and we'll have a look what it's all about. We'll stick it on there and we'll see if it works, and we'll see if we actually get the speed running from the controller and telling us what kind of speed we're doing. Okay, so there's the box. We'll open that in a second. Now, another thing I got to do as well is, by here, look, I've got all the torque settings for the Sur-Ron. Well, I say all of them, most of them. So, like for instance, by here, for instance, it's telling me that these bolts here are 20 Newton meters. So I've got that set. I've got like a bike torque wrench, so it does go down quite low, because a lot of these look at 12 Newton meters. There's some on there 8 Newton meters, 12 Newton meters. Now some of them are obviously quite higher, so I need a bigger torque wrench for them. But for all the little ones, I've got this nice little, this one I use on bikes. So that's set to 20. I think that's already done, isn't it? Let me just check. Let's see if it clicks. Yeah, so that's done at 20. So I'm going to go all around and do all the bolts, because nothing's tight on this bike. Everything's loosey-goosey, because I didn't want to do anything up tight that I had to take off again. But now everything's together. Everything's done up tight. So, right, I'm going to put that display there. Let's open the box up and have a quick peek inside. Like so. So all you get in the box is, if it stays open, it doesn't want to stay open. You've got a couple of stickers, which they always give you a few stickers. And then there's this thing in here. Let's just get it out. Like so. And you can see it's got a few buttons, a connector. And there's the display there, Torp display. So I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to put it, I might be able to squeeze it in by there somewhere. So it's just below that speedometer there, like that. I think that'll be okay. I could try and put it to the side. We'll see. If I can squeeze it in there, I think that'll be nice by there. So let's connect it up and see if it actually gives me some speed. Now, down by here, over by here, look, there's two connectors left there. One is a 3-pin connector, one is a 4-pin connector, and it's like blanked off. They're coming from the controller. And then on the end of this here, let me just show you there, that's a 4-pin. So I assume that it goes on here. So let's take that out of there and put that on there, like so. Can you see that there? Yes. So that's plugged in. So the controller's plugged in. So let's pop it up by here, and let me move the camera a little bit so you can see what's going on. Right, here's the display. Now, it's not much room in this shed, so I'm a bit of a squeeze. Let's pop that. How am I going to do this? Right, let's just put that by there a second. Right, okay. So I've got the keys here, so let's turn it on. So that's turned on. Let's see if that's come on there. There we go. There we go. So it says, at the moment, it's saying stock battery voltage is 71%, 71 volts, and 41%. That's like amps at the bottom of there. So if can you see that there? Let me move that across there that way, like that. I'm going to go and turn the throttle now. Let me just bring this camera out a bit wider. There we go, we've got a bit more space there. Now let's put the camera up a bit, like so you can see me touching the throttle. So if I turn the throttle here now, like so, there we go, look. So everything's groovy, it's all working okay, look. If I just keep like that, there we go. It's showing the speed. Now, obviously, it's going to go more than 26 miles per hour. Let me put that back over there. It's going to go more than 26 miles per hour. That's the top speed at the moment in stock. You have got buttons by here. Let me just turn that around there like that. You've got 3 buttons on there. I'm going to have to move this camera a bit because I can't get it all in. Right, let me just let me turn this handlebars that way, like that. Let's bring that over there like that. Now, we got plus and minus, whatever that does. I'm not quite sure. That's taking me into some sort of menu there, look. Telling me stuff. There we go, look. No errors, which is good. Let me back to there. So what's the M button do then? I don't know if you've got to hold it down. Let's look at there's a button on the bottom there, so we'll just see what that does. That's telling you kilowatts. What hours per mile. 3 degrees. You can see it's cold today. That's what the motor and the controller temperature is. And then we're back to the amps. So how do I change it from... Do I hold that down? I'm not quite sure what to do. What if I hold the bottom one down? Anything happen? We're just stuck at stock at the moment. So I'm going to have to work out how you work this. There must be other settings on here. I'm sure it is. Like this plus and minus. Like, what if I hold it down? Nothing. So that's just taking me through all these things here. So I can change, obviously if I press the button on there now, I can change stuff on here. So let me have a little bit of a mess about with this and I'll get back to you. Okay then, so I've gone back into the app and I've taken it out of stock mode. So we got Eco there at the moment. And I don't know if you've watched my other videos, but I've put on this button here. If I flick it down, it goes into sport mode, like so. And if I flick that back, it goes into eco mode, like so. So in eco mode, which is like the stock mode, it's going 26 miles per hour. And if I put that into sport mode, and I haven't messed with any of the settings, it's just sport and eco at the moment. And if I turn the accelerator, that's going up to 49 miles per hour there at the moment. So pretty good. I might have to mess about with that a little bit, so we'll see what that's like when it's actually on the bike. Now, talking about the bike, I said I'm doing the talking everything up. The last bit of the puzzle that I've got left to buy is the chain. I've got the what's it called is on by here, the belt. The belt is on. I've got the belt. The last bit of this that I need to buy is the chain, and that's coming tomorrow. So I'll add this onto the video when that turns up tomorrow. And I don't know if you remember my last video. There's the wheel there with the brake on, and the 54 tooth at the back of there I got there on the sprocket. I've got to take the inner tube out of there, and I have got a new inner tube somewhere. I think it's over there somewhere. Is it over there? I can't remember where I've put it. Might be down by there. It's somewhere in here anyway. I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, it's there. That white, that thing there. There. In there's an inner tube. So I've got to take the inner tube back out of there. I'm going to have to take the wheel in the house, get it nice and warm, because it's really hard at the moment, the rubber is. I have been waiting for the weather to get a little bit better, but it's freezing cold. I've got loads of layers on. I got 4 coats on at the moment, just to keep warm. So I got to take the inner tube out of there, put it back in, then I can put the wheel on the back of the bike, put the chain on, where's that? Up there, look, up there. That's the bottom piece that goes under there. So I'll tension everything under there, got to find a home for this doodah, you know, the 72 volt to 12 volt converter. I bought a bigger one, you know, more powerful one than the stock Sur-Ron. That's that there. Is there anything else? Now, people have told me to double up on the battery. If you go and look at back at the last videos, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So you will see everything I've done. If you haven't seen this video before, go back, watch all the other videos. There's about 5 videos of me doing all this on here. It's quite nice, isn't it? All this switch gear and stuff is quite nice. I do like it. And you'll see all the things I've done. I've got to shave a little bit of plastic off this down here, so this sits up a little bit higher, because I've mounted the Sur-Ron mudguard onto the bottom of this. I've got a thing on there. I've just got to modify that slightly. So that's another thing I got to do. And I got to do all the bolts up. And I'm hoping in the next week or so, couple of weeks, this should all be buttoned up and ready to go. Like I said, so I got everything for this bike so at the moment. But like I said, I'm going to go around all the bolts, every single one of them, and make sure they're all torqued up to spec. And this is working. This is working perfectly. So let's try and put it. I'll have to try and move things and find the best place to put that. Right, okay, it's all fitted now. The wire's going behind there. I got that clamped in there next to that. That's all done up there as well, so I can mess about with that there. Look, and it changes everything on there. So there we go. So that's done. So that's another job out of the way. Okay, so I've been going through the bike now, trying to do up all the bolts, make sure every single bolt's done up. Now I've been trying to put the spring, here's the spring there, for the side stand. I've been trying to do this for a while, and I had to give in and go and look on YouTube how to do it. Now somebody showed me how I can do it, so let's give it a try and see if I can get this spring on here. Oh, and down by there, you can't see it, but down by here, let me grab it here. Let me grab this wheel here, look. I've managed to take I took the broken inner tube out, and I've put the new inner tube in. Did take a while. They're a bit of a potch, these wheels are. I found this back wheel to be a bit more... it was just harder to get my hands in it than the front wheel. Anyway, but that's done. That's done! So I'll point the camera down by here, and we'll see if that person on YouTube was correct. Okay, so this person's idea was to put... you put the spring on there like that. You get an 8mm socket, because a 9 will be too big. An 8 to get on the end of there like that. You put the... can you see that on the camera there? His idea was to put that in there like so. If you can see it, let's push that up. I don't know if you can see it now. Can you see that there? I'm trying to put this socket on the end of there then. And then all I'm doing is hurting my hand constantly. Right, put that on the end of there like that. Then you've got to try and pull that down. You've got to try and pull that spring down over there. But it's not as easy as it looks. It's not as easy as it looks. So it's just everything's bouncing off. Now I'd prefer the spring to be that way, but you can't get the socket in there. So I'm gonna hurt my hands a few more times, and I'll try and struggle and get it on, because at the moment it's freezing cold. Every time you knock your hand, it hurts like mad. So it's not very nice. I'm gonna get some gloves. Hey, so I managed to do it there. Look, I got a 9mm socket instead of an 8mm, so it went over a little bit easier. Then I slid that down over there, so I'll take that out of the way there now. And if I just push this back that way a bit like that, there we go. That's just clipped in now. So that's in there, and that's on there. And that was the best way to do it, like that. With that there. There we are. Right, okay, so I've done a bit more. So let's have a look what I've done. I've got the wheel on, I got the chain on, I've got almost everything on. So let's have a look what I've done so far. Right, okay, so like I said, I have got the wheel on there, look. There we go. It was a bit of a pain in the bum to put on, I gotta be honest, because it's hard to get... the wheel doesn't actually fit in. You've got to sort of pull this swing arm open a little bit to get everything in, and it was a little bit difficult on my own, but I managed to do it. So I've got now I did show you putting the side stand spring on, but I turned the spring around because when you got that spring up that side, it fouls on when you try and open this down like that, the spring will foul on the nut there. So that's the way I assume it's supposed to be. So I've got all that in there. If I go round to the other side, let's have a quick look round the other side. If I can get round you. I haven't got much room to get round. I'll just open these doors so I can get round. Right. Wait a minute. I have to open the doors then to get around because I haven't got much room. So on this side, I've got the chain on there. I got it tensioned up, so the chain is on. So let's turn the bike on. Let's turn the bike on here, like so. And then that's on. Let's put it on eco mode. And then if I turn the key, let's just put that like that there, look. There we go. And there we go. So there we go. It's all, I think everything at the back here is all tightened up now. The only thing I got left to do now is to tuck this away, tuck the wires away, put that thing over there, up over there. Let me go over this way now. I got to go back around now. I got to open the doors again so I can get back around. Back around. I got to put this thing on here, this thing on the bottom, and there is the Torp motor controller down here. I've got a cover to go on there, and that's everything done. So I think I'll put it all together now, and then I'll do a follow-up video where everything is together, everything, absolute everything. We'll get the bike down on his wheels, and I'll go through all the bits that I bought for this bike to build it up in this spec. There's a lot of stuff to go through because this was built mostly from AliExpress, which probably is a stupid way to build a bike because it costs more because you're buying bits and bits and bits. But everything, all these little bits to build up the Sur-Ron were bought individually on AliExpress, and then I got a Torp motor, a Torp controller, and a cycle Electron, is it? Battery. So I'll go through all that in the next video. So make sure you subscribe, and then you'll see me in the next video going through every little thing and how much this actually cost to build it by buying all the stuff from AliExpress. So anyway, if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and I will catch you very shortly in the next one. Ahoy!